Hello everyone. Today I will be showing you a simple structure of a C++ program. Generally, C++ consists of an input and output. So, we are going to look line by line at the code we just have written. First is this line of code. This is a comment line. All lines beginning with 2/ signs are considered comments and do not have any effect on the behavior of the program. The programmer can use them to include short explanations or observations within the source code itself. In this case, the line is a brief description of what our program is. So for example, we type in "this is a comment," and if we're going to run it, the computer will completely disregard this line of code. Next is the hashtag include iOS_stream. Lines beginning with the hashtag sign, are directives for the preprocessor. They are not regular code lines with expressions, but indications for the compiler's preprocessor. In this case, the directive hashtag include iOS_stream tells the preprocessor to include the iOS_stream standard file. This specific file, the iOS_stream, includes the declarations of the basic standard input-output library in C++, and it is included because its functionality is going to be used later in the program. Now moving on is the line using namespace std. So all the elements of the standard C++ library are declared within what is called a namespace, the namespace with the name std. So in order to access its functionality, we declare with this expression that we will be using these entities. This line is very frequent in C++ programs that we use the standard library. And in fact, it will be included in most of the source codes. It's included in this program. Next is the int main open and close parentheses. So this line corresponds to the beginning of the definition of the main function. The main function is the point by where all C++ programs start their execution, independently of its location within the source code. It does not matter whether there are other functions with other names defined before or after it. The instructions contained within this function's definition will always be the first ones to be executed in any C++ program. For that same reason, it is essential that all C++ programs have a main function. The word main is followed in the code by a pair of parentheses. That is because it is a function declaration. In C++, what differentiates a function declaration from other types of expressions are these parentheses that follow its name. Optionally, this parentheses may include a list of parameters within them. So right after this parenthesis, we can find the body of the main function enclosed in braces. What is contained within this braces is what the function does when it is executed. Now we have the cout statement. So this is a C++ statement. A statement is a simple or compound expression that can actually produce some effect. In fact, this statement performs the only action that generates a visible effect in our first program. The cout represents the standard output stream in C++, and the meaning of the entire statement is to insert a sequence of characters. In this case, we type in "hello world" into the standard output stream, which is usually in the screen. Cout is declared in the iOS_stream standard file within the std namespace. So that's why we needed to include that specific file and to declare that we're going to use this specific namespace earlier in our code. Notice that the statement ends with a semicolon character. This character is used to mark the end of the statement, and in fact, it must be included at the end of all expression statements in all C++ programs. So, one of the most common syntax errors is indeed to forget to include some semicolon after a statement. So for example, another example. We type in, "This is a statement." We have to remember that we should enclose our statement or our phrase in double quotation so that the computer will print it out. And lastly, we have the return 0. The return statement causes the main function to finish. Return may be followed by a return code. In our example is followed by the return code 0. A return code is 0 for the main function, is generally interpreted as the program worked as expected without any errors during its execution. This is the most usual way to end a C++ to console a program.